The house was supposed to be their sanctuary, a fresh start. Mark and Anna had moved into the quiet suburban neighborhood just a few months ago, eager to build a new life with their newborn daughter, Lily. The house was everything they'd hoped for: cozy, peaceful, safe. Or so they thought. The first time they heard the voice, it was past midnight. Anna stirred in bed, groggy and disoriented, when the crackling sound of the baby monitor filled the room, whispering. Faint, garbled, almost like static. But underneath the fuzz of white noise, there was something else. Words. Anna shook Mark awake, her pulse quickening. "Listen," she whispered, shoving the monitor into his hands. Mark frowned, pressing the speaker to his ear. At first, it was just the usual sounds, soft rustling, the creak of the crib. But then, "Lily," his blood turned cold. "Did you hear that?" Anna whispered, her voice trembling. Mark hesitated, then shook his head. "It's just interference. These things pick up all kinds of signals. Maybe it's a baby monitor from next door." But deep down, neither of them believed that. Over the next few nights, the whispers continued. They started faint, almost distant, but each night they grew louder and clearer. "Lily, Lily, Lily." So Anna started sleeping with the monitor clutched in her hands, the static filling their bedroom like a terrible lullaby. Mark, ever the rational one, tried to find an explanation. He researched possible sources: radio interference, cell towers, even ghosts. But nothing satisfied the gnawing pit of dread in his stomach. Then the whispers changed. "I see you." Anna threw the monitor across the room that night, sobbing. "We have to do something, Mark," she cried, her hands shaking as she hugged Lily close. "What if someone's watching her? What if they're inside the house?" Mark swallowed hard, running his fingers through his hair. He didn't have an answer. That weekend, he installed cameras around the house. He double-checked the locks, reinforced the windows, and even started sleeping in Lily's room. But the whispers didn't stop. They grew bolder. Anna woke up one night to the sound of her name rasping through the monitor. "Anna, let me in." Her screams woke the entire house. Mark called the police. An officer arrived, polite but skeptical, running through the usual explanations. "Baby monitors can be weird. I've seen them pick up everything from baby cries down the street to old radio frequencies," he said, shrugging. "Best to unplug it for a while." So they did. That night, they slept without the monitor for the first time in weeks. But around 3 a.m., Anna woke to the sound of soft scratching at the bedroom door. A cold sweat broke over her skin as she nudged Mark awake. He grabbed the baseball bat from under the bed and crept to the door. Holding his breath, he yanked it open. Nothing. But the monitor, which they had unplugged, sat on the floor, buzzing with static. Too late. Anna was ready to leave. She packed a bag, frantic, shoving baby clothes into a suitcase. "I don't care if it's just in our heads, Mark. Something is wrong here." Mark hesitated, torn between his growing fear and his need to protect his family. "Just one more night," he said. "Let me check the footage from the cameras. If we see something, we'll leave." Anna relented, but she wouldn't sleep. Mark sat in the living room with the footage pulled up on his laptop. Hours of silence played out in black and white, the empty nursery bathed in eerie night vision. And then the crib moved. Mark's breath caught in his throat as he watched Lily's tiny form in the cot shift, not by her own movement, but as if unseen hands were reaching in. And then came the voice. "Shh! Sleep now." Mark slammed the laptop shut and ran upstairs. But when they burst into Lily's room, she was gone. The police were called again. This time, the skepticism was gone, replaced by grim determination and furrowed brows. Search teams combed through the house, through the backyard, through the entire neighborhood. There was no trace of her. Hours stretched into days, flyers were printed, interviews were conducted, but Lily was gone. Anna sat motionless in the nursery, rocking back and forth, staring at the empty crib. Mark refused to leave the house, convinced Lily was still there, convinced she wasn't gone, just hidden. He sat with the baby monitor pressed to his ear, listening, waiting, hoping, and then, one night, he heard it again. "You took too long. The police eventually found Mark sitting in the nursery, still clutching the baby monitor, whispering Lily's name over and over. Anna was gone. Her packed suitcase still sat by the door, but she had vanished just like their daughter. The case remained open, unsolved. Sinclair Street became known for whispers. Neighbors would walk their dogs at night and hear faint crying coming from the abandoned house, despite it sitting empty for months. And if you listened closely near the broken baby monitor left on the curb, you could hear the softest voice calling out, over and over, "Lily, come back." But Lily never did.